My name's Brooke Jones. I'm the Managing Director of Program Operations. I've been lucky enough to be with Merit America for a long time, and I'm excited. I'm excited to chat with the alum and have everyone in this room learn a little bit more about what it means to be a learner in our program. Why are we here? Why do we do this work? Whose lives are we changing? It's theirs. So we're gonna chat with them, and let's get to it. These aren't mine. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna do some quick intros so you guys can hear everyone's name, their coach, what program they're in, all that good information, and then we'll get into the deeper questions. So I'm gonna start over at the end with Brandon. Go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brandon. I'm with the IT support cohort from 2021. My coach was Berlin. I don't think she's here anymore, but I do want to shout her out. And a little bit of my journey. So if you'll indulge me for a moment. So.
Actually, Brandon,
Yes.
That's next. But we're gonna keep doing names, and then you're gonna get into that story. All right, next person, your name, your coach, your track.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Lily, and you may have seen my face on TikTok before. I was part of the IT support program, and I had the most amazing coach by the name of Coach Judy, who ended up helping me get my job. Thank you so much, Coach Judy, for helping change my life, and thank you, Merit America. You guys are really amazing people. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Oderaha. I was on the track for UX design, and my coach is Coach Jeremiah Morris, also known as Coach J, you know? And I'm really happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Abby. I did the IT support track as well, and my coach was Danny Karaki Suarez.
Hi everyone, my name is Janet Shepard. I did the data analytics track, and my coach was an amazing person, Bo Gilbert. And thank you so much, Bo, and thank you, Merit America.
All right, now we can get into the stories. All right, if you have your story on your phone, you can pull it out. All right, we'll start down there at the end again, Brandon, because I know you're ready. So tell us a little bit about what brought you to Merit America, where were you before you came to us, and just a little bit about your background.
All right. The reason why I actually have my phone here is because literally before Merit America, I was actually on my phone, sitting in a car in a random parking lot, looking at apps, Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub and the like, just wondering when I'm gonna make money, wondering how did I get here, and more importantly, wondering how to get myself out of this situation. So, flash ahead to about a couple years later, I see an email through DoorDash. I see an email from Merit America. So a lot of times when you see emails pop up, you don't really take a second glance at it. I decided to do that, and that's how I got started into the IT support program. So Merit America literally changed my life. I could have just been still just wondering what the road ahead was for me, but now I can actually see that. So I think I'm eternally grateful to be here.
Hi again. So I was given advice by Betty Kendall the first woman ever to become certified as a master mechanic, and the first woman ever to teach auto mechanics at a post-secondary level. I was even blessed to take a part in the program she helped form at Portland Community College. She told me as I was entering the automobile trade that the greatest sexism I will face will be from other women, and this quickly became apparent. Before America, I couldn't afford life. I actually had to move back in with my birth father, who I hadn't seen in 10 years because my living situation crumbled. I was at an apprentice level mechanic struggling at a shop whose owner, a female, went behind my supervisor's back to change my job description. Instead of being hired as an apprentice working under the master tech, I became a glorified lube tech all over again. I had to make a change. Enter V from Under the Desk News on a day I'm particularly down about my situation. They advertise this program, Merit America, a nonprofit that can help you obtain a certificate in IT and teach you how to sell yourself to employers, and only 13 weeks? Is this a scam? Luckily, y'all aren't scamming people. Through the IT support program, I found my current job, an equipment technician at Microchip Technology, when I was looking for a job to practice writing cover letters for. With the help of my wonderful coach, Judy, I was able to apply for the job. It wasn't even an IT support role. However, my experience at Merit America, learning basic coding and networking, has become an integral part of my job. Fast forward a year after the program, with only $5,000 in savings, but with a fantastic new career, making 3 times what I used to. I was able to buy my first home, a dream I never thought I could have. The greatest lesson I learned throughout this program is to never limit yourself by trying to fit into a box you think you fit into. There is no kind of box that could ever be big enough to contain all that you are. Chase your dreams, but allow yourself to change and say yes to new opportunities, because you never know where they will lead you.
That was beautiful. Okay, so I came to Merit America having had a background in creativity in the music industry as well as an educational background. And I had wanted to do tech and be in a tech program for a really long time, but it just seemed like there was never the right time to do so. I'll add a little bit of spirituality into it. I think that it was all about alignment. And I think there came a chance and a time in my life where I was kind of tired of being a part of the educational system. I was a teacher, and I also worked in admin, and I was like, there's so much more in me. And so I actually learned about Merit America through a friend who was also considering being a part of one of the track programs. And at that time, I had just quit my job. And I was just sitting there with a lot of time and a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different things. And I searched for multiple different tech programs, and it just didn't seem right. And then I ran into Merit America, thank you God. And it fit perfectly for who I am, the background that I come from, and what I'm looking for. And so that's kind of how I found my way into Merit America.
Okay, so my story is going to be slightly different. In 2021, I had to flee Texas. Left my job, which I did have like an endless string of customer service jobs. I think my highest paying job was $13.25 an hour. But I have gender non-conforming children, and Texas is no longer safe. So we moved to Portland. My husband was lucky enough to get a great job, and I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. I didn't want to go back into customer service. but I knew I needed to work because staying at home was not something that I enjoyed. So I was on TikTok, and V popped up with Merit America, and I did about 3 days research to make sure y'all were not a scam. So I put in my application, and I was surprised when I got accepted because I'm always surprised. And I did the IT program, and I really want to shout out Danny and Edison as well because they helped me get through. They helped me get through the program. They encouraged me. I will say that like what I took away from it the most was the professional training. So so the first week of the program, I can't remember, we were in a meeting and someone was talking about job applications that they had put in. And I was like, you know what? Let me see what jobs are out there. And the first job that came up was this job at Oregon Food Bank for IT support. And I was like, you know, I'm probably not where they want me to be right now, but I'm going to put in that application anyway. And I got it. And I actually started the job 1 week before the program ended for me. So, and June 13th will be 2 years for me at Oregon Food Bank. I make triple what I made before. I work in nonprofit, which is really important to me. I work in, assistance. It's really important to me to be doing something that I care about. It's really important to me to be able to uplift the community that I've moved into, that has accepted me, and I'm like, Merit America changed my life. We were talking about like what our plans were for the future last night at dinner, and I said they're gonna have to drag my dead body out of my job because I'm never leaving. But yeah, thank you so much.
Well, yeah, everyone's story is really, really inspiring. And mine is a little bit different. So before Merit America, I had just moved to the US from Poland, and I previously worked in software sales. I was an SDR, and when I came here, that means I had to resign from my previous role. And if you know about immigration, you know you're not allowed to work in the US for a couple of months until you get your documents. So I wasn't working for a long time. And as soon as I got my authorization to work, I was applying everywhere. And I knew for sure I didn't want to do sales anymore. Like, sales is good, but I really did not want to do it anymore. And while I was in sales, I had discovered that I am really good at analytics part of sales. And I had done my research when I was not working. And I stumbled across data science and data analytics, and I knew for sure that I wanted to get into that path, but I did not have the experience. So, like most of us, I went on TikTok. And I saw this TikTok by V, and I sent my application. I didn't even do my research. I sent my application, I was accepted, and I got into data analytics, and it was the best decision I ever made because I really love the analytics part of it, and my coach really encouraged me. There's sometimes when I felt like giving up. There was one time when I had fallen behind on my assignments, and I was going through a really hard time in my personal life at that time. So I almost gave up, but I came back, eventually got a job before I even completed the course. And I'm grateful for that.
All right. Wow, right. Take a minute, let that soak in. Thank you all for sharing your stories. We're gonna ask a couple more specific questions. I'm gonna aim it to a few of you. They're not on this screen, so don't look. All right, I'm gonna go over to you, Brandon. It's been a minute. Talk to us a little bit about what's the most important thing that you gained from the program, and then what did you find most challenging?
Well, in my opinion, the most important or rewarding thing I gained from Merit America is just like networking, being around positive people. You know, as you look across the room here, you can just feel the energy, you can feel positivity. You know, me being born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, there's not a lot of positives. Just not at all. The environment was very negative, so just being here is very surreal, but in a good way. As far as the most challenging thing about the program, I would say just, I guess, the balance. You know, going through the program was great, but you still have to balance, you know, how you're gonna pay the bills, you know, for people who have children, how you're gonna take care of your children, so you still have that work-life balance with your previous job before you actually get the career that you want. But yeah, that in my opinion, that would be the most challenging. But as far as rewarding, just being here around all of you, that's rewarding.
I'm gonna go to you, Janet. Talk to us a little bit about how the program contributed to your personal life outside of just the certificate.
Okay, so when I joined the program, I had never before, yes, I've been to different parts of the world, but I had never met such a diverse group of people and such kind of diverse thinking and respect towards individuals of different orientation or races and all that. So, of course, I was respectful before Merit America, but also I saw it in action. So I had lived in Poland for about 7 years, and before that I had lived in Kenya my whole life. And I had never before had an opportunity to work with people so diverse as I did in Merit America, and that really helped me grow personally. I'm able to, address people correctly. I had never before had a place where we were taught to do stuff like that. And that made me grow as a person, to be respectful, to be, kind and generous. And also, what's the other part of the question? I'm just talking.
Just how it's helped your life.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, my personal life has really grown. Just like Lily, my husband and I also bought our first home after I got a job. I went from 0 to making a really good income. And, we got our first home. We just had a baby. And so my job title is Transaction Laundering Detection Analyst. So it's a big title, but really it's just a few boring things that I do. But it has really helped me a lot in my personal life. And I attribute my growth to Merit America, because if I did not have the certification, I wouldn't have had the awesome job that I have. And actually, next month, I'll be starting my graduate school for data science. Thank you. And my coach really helped me by writing an awesome recommendation for me to the University of Washington. So I'm really happy to be starting my grad school. And the foundation was the data analytics track that I took here with Merit America.
All right, Lily, I'm going to ask you a similar question. Talk to us a little bit about how Merit America contributed to your personal life and how that helped you grow, besides the house, you know.
Well, Merit America gave me the opportunity to achieve a level of stability I never thought I could achieve before in my life. Something about my past is I have been fighting since I was a kid to survive. I've been through a ton of trauma and I've never had the space to be able to heal. And Merit America, with being able to purchase my first home, this year is the first year I really get to hone down on my physical and my mental health and be able to take care of me for once. In addition, I always got to chase some kind of dream, so so now my dream is to invent a recycling truck that fuels itself off the plastic it recycles. My next step in that is to become a chemical engineer. Now I got to do a lot of math I'm not excited for. But Merit America has helped me achieve a level of confidence in myself that allows me to keep pursuing these dreams and keeps me happy because I am chasing dreams.
All right. Let's go to Steph. You ready?
Same question?
No, I'm going to switch it up.
Okay.
I know they're all a surprise since our screen's blank. All right, talk to us a little bit more about how did the program foster an inclusive environment that helped you learn?
So I thought about this question long and hard. I think coming from an educational background, I really considered the curriculum. I'm someone who's fairly introverted, sometimes selectively extroverted. And so I always wonder how I'll show up in spaces. And I think that the curriculum really pushed me to build relationships. I think that the curriculum emphasizes on building relationships, whether through staff, whether through your peers, whether through your coach. And so for me, I think that that was like the main and highlighted focus for me, because that's something I kind of struggle in, depending on what environment you put me in. So I really appreciated the curriculum because I think it was well thought out about, how we would succeed in our programs, but also how we would show up in spaces. And I think sometimes that's often forgotten. And I was just really glad that that was highlighted in the curriculum.
All right. Abby, you talked a little bit about tech support. Shout out to tech support. Talk to us a little bit about how the program fostered a healthy learning environment for you.
Well, that's a really good question. I want to say that, I really remember the tech meetings that Edison hosted. They were voluntary to go to. But I remember his emphasis was on what it would be like to work in an environment of tech support. And I think that really prepared me for the job that I do now. Which, because I work at a nonprofit, it's about the same size as Merit America, roughly. I do a little bit of everything, so I think that really prepared me for that.
Awesome. All right, as we go down the list, the questions get harder. Okay. All right, Brandon, tell us how Merit America can improve its support or resources to serve more learners as we grow.
So I have thought about this quite a bit. First and foremost, you guys are doing an amazing job, so it's hard to really think of ways to improve. I guess just more, reaching out to other locations, more collaborations, maybe going to schools, that would be a good idea in other cities, just to prove to everyone about Merit America's mission statement. You know, there's other ways to get a long-lasting career. It doesn't have to be through a college degree. You know, you can make it based off of skill. And yeah, just to keep pushing the message, like, you know, come as you are. You know, we accept everyone. You know, we love everyone. You know, like color, gender, none of that matters. You know, we're all Merit Americans. So.
I love that.
All right, Janet, to you. I know we talked about this before we got up here. So tell us what you think resources or support we should provide.
Yeah, so yeah, I also thought about it, and I was telling you that Merit America was pretty much perfect. But during my time in 2023, oh, that's last year. Yeah, so during my time last year, in the data analytics track, we had awesome professional training, but for the technical part, we were pretty much on our own. And at that time, I wished we had a coach that would be teaching us the technical part, or, you know, giving us some kind of one-on-one lessons on that. Yeah, so that's the part that I think needs improvement, if it hasn't been improved yet. But other than that, I had a great time.
No, that was a hard one. All right, Lily.
Can I actually add something to that?
Sure, go for it.
I don't know, this idea just popped into my head, but I think as you guys are growing, definitely looking into expanding into like more of like a school-like environment too, like where you are able to hire your own teachers to be able to teach all this technical work, I think is a good goal to shoot for a long-term goal. Because and I mean, look at all the amazing people in this room. Like somebody said before about we have all the resources here. We do. You are training the people that can teach this stuff. So.
All right, it's still on you, so just hold up the microphone. All right. Tell us, what advice would you give yourself if you were going to do the program again?
Just do it. Seriously, we all sell ourselves way too short. That is a common thing that I have learned through the Merit America program, and Merit America teaches you how to not to sell yourself short, right? So you just really got to dip your foot in. And when I went into my job, they asked me, like, what was one of my talents? And I actually I started with one of my weaknesses, right? I always jump into the deep end of things before I really know what the hell is going on. But that has made me a very resourceful person. So, yeah. Can you repeat the question one more time?
No, you're good. Just what advice would you give yourself?
Yeah, just jump in and remember that you sell yourself short and that you are much better than you think you are.
All right, Steph, what advice would you give yourself if you're going to do it again?
Embrace the challenges. And Merit America is not about perfection, but it's about amplification and application. And I'll elaborate a little bit. Thank you. Merit America is not about perfection, but it's about amplification and application. And just to elaborate a little bit, when I say amplification and application, I think about the process of coming into Merit America. I think that there are things that you guys look for in a candidate to actually be a part of the program, and it's because you want to amplify what's already within us to really succeed in the program. And then we just spend the whole program applying those things. So that's why I chose those words.
All right, we're getting to the end. has been great, right? Have you learned something? I'm gonna go freestyle a little bit. Sorry, shout out to my stage manager. We got a couple of minutes. Is there any last things you all would like to share with your coaches, with our staff? I see you, Steph.
Just want to give a shout out to Coach Jay. Just a few kind words. I think that you are amazing. As someone who's a little bit introverted, selectively extroverted, I think that you really helped me shine in the ways that I didn't know I could shine. You definitely have a welcoming aura about you when it comes to your classes, especially playing really good music. Like what? Like classics, I'm not Steve Harvey, Stevie Wonder. And some old school music. And I think that, you know, it's the little things sometimes. And I really, really appreciate you. And without your help, Merit America, I don't think I would have been comfortably able to get my first corporate job at a company called WestEd as a program assistant for their educational leadership and system designs team. So shout out to all of you and Coach Day, thank you.
All right, so we're all here to talk about our stories, right? Before Merit America, I thought my story was over, honestly. I didn't think that I had a story. So because of Merit America, I can continue my story. You know, being around all of you, as I said before, you guys are a wonderful support system. You guys are like family to me. So lifelong relationships, truly, Merit America for life. You know, I work remotely because of Merit America. I don't have to drive in New York. So yeah, so I can truly continue and really finish my story. The story moves on because of all of you, because of Merit America.
It's great that we're all here to talk about our stories, but I just want to remind all of you that all of the advice that you give us throughout this program, take it and apply it to the program. Take your own advice, because you guys give really great advice, okay?
I just want to thank y'all again. Everything that happened in the past 2 years has been amazing, and I am so thankful to just be a part of Merit America. I know I have referred several people, and they have also had changed lives because of y'all.
I also want to say thank you to all of you, to Merit America, and especially to my coach, Bo. Thank you so much. The data analytics course that I took here acted as the perfect foundation for my career, and I can't wait to see what's ahead. Thank you.
Well, I am so grateful, one, to be up here talking to all of you, extra grateful to have the opportunity to meet all of you. We're so happy that we're able to bring you all here. You know, 5-6 years ago, we had 30 people in our program, and we had no idea if we'd ever have people sitting on this stage. And we do. Well, thank you all for listening to us for an hour.